Hey, what's up, and welcome back to another build tutorial, where today I'm going to show you how to build your own arcade in Minecraft. And this build features many different machines, including air hockey, basketball, racing, grabbers, and much more. And before I start, I'd really appreciate a little smash on that like button, as it does help me out, and I'd highly appreciate that. But let's not waste any more time, let's start building. Here are all the materials that you will need for this build. And the plot of land you will need is 31 by 28 blocks. So first up, I'm just going to grab myself some blue concrete to begin with. And then if I just go to the front left corner, just over here, just on this point, I'm going to go across one, and then I'm going to go up by 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then on that 6th block, I'm just going to place one bit of blue concrete, just like that. I'm then going to extend that up by another 6 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that should give us a pillar of 7 there. And then I'm just going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So if I just line this up, so I reach over here, and then placing another pillar of 7, just like that. And then just going to this point over here, sticking with the blue concrete, just from this block here, I'm just going to go up 5 blocks diagonally. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So you should end up with something that looks like this. And then just on top of this end block here, I'm just going to add another bit of blue concrete. And then I'm just going to connect these 2 points together. And then I'm just going to fill in the rest of this hollow area. That will complete the first side there. And I'm just going to do the exact same thing, but on this other side. So again, from this point, going up diagonally by 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, like that. And on that top block, placing one more concrete there. And then connecting these 2 together. And then filling all of this in. And then starting with the left hand side, just from this point, I'm just going to build a whole row going across, just until I meet with the corner of our border, just there. And then I'm just going to extend this whole row up to build this large blue wall here. So that'll leave you something that looks like this. And then I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side. So again, with the blue concrete, from this point, building a whole row going across until I meet with the corner of the border there. And then building this up. And then sticking with the blue concrete, starting on just this side, just over here, I'm just going to place a pillar of 7 just going up like that. And then I'm just going to extend this all the way along until I meet the other side over there. So that will complete the back wall of the arcade here. And that will leave you with something that looks like this. And the next up, if I just go to this corner, just over here, I'm just going to count across 5 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then just behind that block, I'm just going to place one bit of blue concrete like that. And then I'm just going to extend this firstly all the way along till I meet the other side. Just like so, like that. And then underneath, I'm just going to thicken it by 1 more. You should end up with something like that. And then I'm just going to extend this whole row going forward just until I line up with these front points. So these front ends just there. So that should leave you with something that looks like this. Next up, I'm then going to grab myself some black wool. And then just starting from this point just over here, I'm just going to place a whole row of black wool going all the way across to the other side. So you should end up with something that looks like this. And the next, I'm then going to grab myself some black concrete. And I'm just starting from the left hand side here. I'm just going to leave a gap of 3. And then going to place one. I'm going to leave another gap of 3. And then place another one. I'm just going to keep repeating this until I meet with the other side. Just like that. So you should have 6 blocks placed in total with a gap of 3 in between them. And then I'm just going to extend each of these points up So they're 5 blocks high in total. So extending each of them by 4 blocks going up. Just like that. And the next, for the floor of the arcade, firstly, I'm just going to grab myself some yellow wool and some blue wool. And firstly, with the yellow wool, I'm just going to place 15 dots going randomly on the floor. So there's no specific way of doing this. You just got to be as random as possible. So firstly, with the yellow wool, I'm just going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 dots like that. So just to be clear, you are not copying me completely with this. You just need to go at your own random way. So you can place them wherever you want. We should end up with some sort of pattern that looks like this. And then I'm just going to do the exact same thing with 15 blue wool this time. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15, just like this. And while I'm doing this, I'm just trying to like evenly distribute each of these blocks in like a random order, just like that. So just to be clear, you're not copying me exactly with this, you're just placing them randomly however you wish. But you should end up with a similar pattern like mine here. And the next, with the black wool, I'm just going to fill in any of the remaining area. And that'll complete all of the floor. So as you see, by the end, you should end up with this cool floor pattern, just like this. Next up, for all of the front windows and doors here. So for that, I'm just going to grab myself some black stained glass panes here. First up, for the doors, just on this third gap here to begin with, I'm just going to place 5 panes on each side for the first door there. I'm then going to move to the 5th gap, just over here. And I'm just going to do the same thing. Just like that. And that'll give us the entrances. And then just on the remaining gaps, I'm just going to fill all of those in with glass. Some windows there. So that should leave you with something that looks like this. So before I move on, let's just get all this outside area looking a bit nicer here. So for that, all you're just going to need some smooth stone and some oak leaves. So first, with the smooth stone, I'm just going to replace all of this yellow border, which we marked out at the beginning. And as you see, that will leave you with something that looks like this. And then I'm just going to fill the remaining front area in with some more stone as well. So filling that all up. And then with these oak leaves, if I just start on this front left corner here, I'm just going to count up by 1. I'm then going to count across by 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now on that block, I'm just going to place a row of 5 oak leaves, just like that. And I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side. So again, from this point, I'm going to count up 1, and then going to count across another 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On that 5th block, placing another row of 5 leaves, like so there. That'll just complete all of the extra details on the outside. And the next up, for the main arcade sign. So this is going to be a large game controller. So for that, I'm going to grab myself some yellow concrete to begin with, just here. And then firstly, if I just line up with this 3rd pillar, if I just kind of like follow this up to this point here, firstly I'm just going to place 2 yellow concrete like that to begin with. I'm then going to leave a gap of 3. I'm going to place another 2 yellow concrete. I'm then going to connect the top points together, just like that. I'm then going to place another 5 yellow concrete on top of all that. And then to finish off the controller, I'm just going to add finally 3 just in the middle there. That'll create the main shape. And then for the buttons, I'm going to grab myself firstly a polished blackstone button and also a wither skull. So first, for the controller joysticks, with this wither skull, I'm just going to place 1 in the bottom right corner there, and also in the top left. And then switching to the buttons, I'm just going to place 1 in the bottom left, just there, and then 1 in the top right. like that. And as you see, by doing that, that will finish our controller sign by adding all these extra buttons and stuff. And the next, for some extra details, with this yellow concrete, from this point here, I'm just going to go across one, and then going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, going across like that. And on that 5th block, just underneath, I'm going to place one more yellow concrete, and then I'm going to place another 4 just coming out like that. And then I'm just going to mirror that on the other side. So again, from this point, going across by 1, placing 5, going along. Then going to place 1 going under, just there. And then placing another 4 going out. Actually, by doing that, that will create this cool kind of electronic sign design for our arcade here. And the next, I'm just going to add some lights for the front here. So for that, I'm just going to get myself some standard lanterns just here. And then firstly, just starting at this window on the left here, just counting across 2 blocks like that. I'm just going to place 1 lantern like so. I'm just going to repeat this for the middle of every other window. So as you see, skipping that window and then placing 1 just there. And just doing that until I reach the end. That will give us some front lights here. And now that's done, I can now move on to creating the actual roof here. So first, I'm going to grab some more black concrete. And then if I just start, firstly, in this front left corner, just here. So just going 1 block down here. Firstly, I'm just going to place 3 black concrete going across like this. And then it's going to send that along all the way to the other side for the first part of the roof, like so. And then going to the left side here, I'm just going to leave a gap of 1, and then going to place another 3 black concrete. I'm just going to repeat this another 1, 2, 3 more times, like that. I'm just going to extend each of these points going all the way across to the other side. So just doing the same thing that I've done with this first section. So just doing that all these other parts. So that actually leaves you with something that looks like this. And starting on the left side with the black concrete, I'm just going to place 3 just in each of these gaps, like that. I'm just going to do the same thing on the right hand side as well. And next up, I'm then going to grab myself a yellow fog light. And starting on the left hand side of each row, just here, I'm just going to place 1 fog light, just like that. I'm then going to leave a gap of 3, and then place another 4. I'm just going to repeat this going all the way along each of these rows here. So leaving a gap of 3 in between each of them. Until I reach this point where I can place the final set, like that. So as you see, all of the lights are placed here. And then just where there's any extra hollow areas, I'm just going to fill them in with some more of this black concrete. Which will leave you something that looks like this. And then just to hide these lights, I'm just going to grab myself some black carpet. I'm just going to place 1 bit of carpet on top of each light here. This will also create a cool light up roof effect as well. And then if I just go inside of the building, I'm just going to grab myself next an iron trapdoor. I'm just going to place 1 trapdoor underneath each fog light here, which will complete all of the lighting. And there you have it. With all the lights placed, that is the main structure of the arcade all complete. But of course, at the minute, it's empty. There's nothing in here, which, well, it means it isn't an arcade. So it's time we change that. So it's time to start decorating the interior. But before we do that, I need to show you how to create a game controller banner for an extra bit of decoration on the outside here. So we're going to be making 2 of these banners in total. So for 1 banner, you will need 3 yellow dye, 3 blue dye, and a blue banner. And of course, we'll need a loom. So first, if I place the loom down, I'm just going to put the blue banner in. First, I'm just going to place 1 yellow dye in. I'm just going to choose this left stripe like that. And then in with more yellow dye, I'm then going to choose this right stripe. And the next, I'm then going to choose this half yellow square, just like that. And the next, I'm then going to go in with the blue dye. And first, I'm just going to choose this top blue stripe like that. Followed by this bottom blue stripe. And to finish off, I'm going to choose this fancy pattern here. And that'll give us our controller banner. And with this, I'm just going to place firstly one on the third block of the second pillar. And the other one on the third block of the fifth pillar. Just like that. So first up for the main desk where all of the prizes and stuff is kept. So if I just go to the left corner just over here. Firstly, I'm just going to grab myself some yellow concrete to begin with. And then just starting from this pillar just here, I'm just going to leave a gap and then I'm going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 yellow concrete going along like that. And then for some tills, I'm going to grab myself some smooth quartz stairs. And then I'm just going to place firstly one on the second block there. Then I'm going to leave a gap of 2 and then place another one. And then next, I'm then going to grab myself some blue carpet. I'm just going to place one on top of each bit of concrete, just like that. And then next, moving behind the desk, this is where all of the prizes are going to be kept. So for that, firstly, I'm going to grab a black shulker box to begin with. And then lining up with the desk, just on the left hand side, I'm just going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, just going up like that. And then I'm going to leave a gap of 4 and place another 4 shulker boxes going up. And the next, I'm then going to grab myself a deep slate tile slab. And I'm just going to place 2 rows of 4. Just like that. Next up, it's now time to stock up these shelves with some prizes. And I am going to be using some custom heads for this. But if you can't access them because you're on Bedrock or on Survival, I will show you another method. The links to all of the custom heads will be available in the description. So first, I'm just going to show you how to obtain one head. So for whatever head you need, if you just click on that link, it will take you to a page like this. And then if you choose what version of Minecraft you're on, and then where it says give code, you're just going to copy that. And the next, just got to give yourself a command block by doing /give @p and then command_block. And I'm just going to place that down, copy the command that we copied from the website. And if I activate the command block, that'll give us our head. So by repeating that process with all the other links, you should end up with all of these heads here. So on each shelf, I'm just going to add firstly a teddy bear. I'm going to add a car. I'm also going to add a Lego set. And I'm also going to add a little toy house just on the end there. And I'm just going to kind of angle it like that. Oh, let's try and get it a little bit more. You've got to be very precise with this. There we are, angled it like that. And as you see, that'll face the right way there. And then I'm just going to repeat that for the bottom level. And then for those of you on Bedrock or Survival, I'm going to create some little plushies going along here firstly. So I've got an armor stand here. And for this firstly, just where these slabs are, I'm just going to get rid of them temporarily. I'm just going to add them half a block higher, just like that. And with these armor stands firstly, I'm just going to place 4 going across like that. And then firstly, for the dragon plushies, I'm just going to add 2 dragon heads like that. And then I'm also going to grab myself a crafting table. And firstly, I'm just going to create some black leather armor here by dyeing it with some black dye. And as you see, by doing that, that will create some cool Ender Dragon plushies like that. And then for the creeper, doing a similar thing, adding the creeper heads, and then dyeing some more leather armor, but this time I'm going to dye it with some lime dye. And doing the same thing for these. Just like that. And then for some extra prizes, I'm going to grab myself some item frames with a slime ball and firework. And then with these item frames, I'm just going to place 4 at the bottom like that. And I'm just going to place 2 slime balls in them to begin with, followed by 2 fireworks for some extra toys and stuff there. So that's an alternative way of decorating it if you can't access custom heads. So now for our first machine, and this is going to be the basketball machine. So firstly, with some orange concrete, just on this block here, I'm just going to place 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks just going out just like that. And then I'm going to leave a gap of 1 and then place another 4 on the other side there. And then going to the back on each end, I'm going to build up another 3 blocks just like that. And then I'm just going to place 1 in the middle at the top there. I'm then going to grab some black concrete. I'm just going to place 3 at the back. And the next, with a shulker box, I'm going to add 1 just in the middle there. And then with a hopper, firstly, I'm just going to add 1 going into the shulker box, just like that. So making sure I'm shifting as I do that. And then I'm also going to shift and then place another hopper on top of the previous one for our main basketball hoop there. And then with an oak sign, just on that block, I'm just going to place 1 and I'm just going to type score just there. And then just so players can step on, I'm just going to add a little slab at the front there. And then with some item frames, I'm going to add 1 on each side with some orange wool for some balls there. And then for some barriers, with some black stained glass panes, I'm just going to place firstly 3 on each side to begin with, followed by 2, and then by 1. As you see, this works by just, if I just quickly grab some orange wool here, I can just constantly, oh, I missed that time. Oh, that went well. Let's try again. There we are. So we throw it into the hoop, and I can keep retrieving it. I can just go on for as long as I want. So next up for the racing area. So for that, firstly, with some yellow concrete, I'm just going to leave a gap of 1 here. I'm just going to place another 4 going up like that. Then I'm going to leave a gap of 2, and then place 3 yellow going up like that. Then I'm going to leave another gap of 2, and then placing another pillar of 4 just on the other side there. And then in this gap here, I'm just going to grab some white and black wool. I'm just going to place 2 white wool. Then I'm going to leave a gap, another 2 white wool, leave a gap, and then finally another 2 white wool, just like that. And then in these gaps, with some black wool, I'm just going to place another 2 in between. And the next for the screens, I'm then going to grab myself some black concrete. And I'm just going to place 2 blocks in the middle of each section, just like this. And then to make it look like these screens are turned on, I'm just going to add 1 painting in front. So I'm going to go for this nice mountain one here, if Minecraft will let me have it. There we are. And the next, I've got some smooth quartz stairs. I'm just going to place 2 on top of each screen like that. And then with some black concrete, I'm just going to add 2 below each of these screens. And then for a wheel design, I'm just going to place 1 grindstone just like that. Just going to do the same thing on the other side. And then for some sort of gear stick, I'm just going to add a lever just on the other side there. And then for a chair, I'm just going to add 1 smooth quartz slab in front of each of the wheels here. And I'm just going to add an iron door behind each of those. And to finish off, I'm going to grab a yellow banner. I'm just going to place 1 banner in front of each door, just like this. So that'll complete the racing game. Next up, I'm going to show you how to create some basic console machines. So these are the kind of machines that you see kind of like Pac-Man and Space Invaders on. So for the first machine, if I start on the right hand side here, I'm just going to go across 1 block. I'm just going to place firstly 4 yellow concrete like that. And then for the second machine, I'm going to leave a gap of 3. And then going to place 4 green concrete. Then I'm going to leave another gap of 3. Then I'm going to place 4 red concrete. And then finally another gap of 3. And then finally placing 4 purple concrete. And for the screens, I'm just going to add 2 black concrete on top of each section like that. And then for the tops, I'm just going to add 2 smooth quartz blocks, followed by 2 smooth quartz stairs like that, just on each machine. I'm then going to grab myself another painting. And then, again, to make these screens look like they're turned on, I'm just going to add a painting in front of each one, just like that. And then for some controls, firstly with a lever, I'm just going to place 1 lever on the left-hand side of each one. And then on the right-hand side, I'm then going to add a button, just like that. And that'll give us a range of different arcade machines here. So next up for the grabber machine. So firstly, if I just go to this corner just here, I'm just going to count across 7 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. On that 7th block, I'm just going to place one bit of red concrete there to begin with. I'm then going to leave a gap of 2. I'm going to place another bit of red concrete. I'm then going to leave a gap of 3. And then I'm going to place another bit of red concrete there, followed by another gap of 2, and then placing another bit of red concrete. So that's going to mark out each machine here. So there's going to be 2 in total. And I'm just going to extend each of these points out by 3 blocks. I'm just going to connect the ends together. And then I'm going to grab some smooth quartz blocks. And I'm just going to place, firstly, 6 to fill these hollow areas in. I'm then going to place 4 just going up like that. And then I'm going to top these off with some more red concrete. And then on each side, I'm then going to add 3 just going up as well. Just like that. And then going back to the first machine, I'm just going to place, firstly, another 3 blocks going out of each corner. And then I'm just going to connect the middle together. And again, doing the same thing for this other machine here. And then for some controls, I've got some stone buttons to begin with. I'm just going to place 2 buttons in the front of each machine at the bottom just there. Followed by just 1 button on the 2nd block of each machine at the top there. And the next of these buttons at the top, I'm just going to add a lever. And then behind those levers, I'm going to add a sticky piston. I'm just going to place an upside down one like that in each machine. And by doing that, that will create a working grabber effect, just like this. Next up, I need to now stock up these grabber machines. So like I showed you before, I've got some custom heads to do this. And I will be showing an alternative way for Bedrock and survival players as well. I've got a SpongeBob head here. I'm just going to place 4 of those on the base there. And then I've also got a Mario head, which I'm going to place in the 2nd machine here. And then for those of you on Bedrock or survival, instead what you can do, in the first machine, I'm going to add some skeleton plushies by using a skeleton skull there. And then in the other machine, I'm going to add some zombie plushies by using some zombie heads, just like that. And then finally, to finish off each of these grabber machines, I'm just going to place glass panes going all the way around the base for each machine to begin with. And just thickening that by 1 more on each machine. Complete all of the windows. As you see, as I flick the lever, you get a cool grabber effect like that. So next up for the final machines in our arcade, which are going to be some air hockey tables. So firstly, if I just align with this middle window just here, so just that block in front of it, so the one just there, I'm just going to count up 6 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And on that block, I'm just going to add some blue ice there to begin with. I'm then going to place another blue ice just on each side there. And then I'm going to leave a gap of 2 and then place another 3 blue ice. And then doing the same thing on the other side. As you see, by doing that, that will mark out each table. And I'm just going to thicken each bit of ice by 1 more row. Just like that. And then I'm just going to add 1 bit of ice in the middle. And the next to each bit of blue ice, I'm going to add 1 white shulker box. Just going out. Just like this. And then on each table, with some more blue ice, I'm going to add another 6. On each table like that. And the cool thing about using ice is, it will allow me to shoot items across very fast. And then next, with some white carpet, I'm just going to place all this carpet on top of where all of the ice is. Just like that. And then with some mangrove trapdoors, I'm just going to place trapdoors going all the way around each table, but just excluding the shulker boxes. That'll leave you something that looks like this. And then for some barriers, I've got some end rods. I'm just going to place one end rod on top of each shulker box. Just like this. And then I'm also going to grab some red carpet, and I'm just going to place 3 on top. Just along each middle section like that. And to stock these machines up, I'm just going to grab myself a snowball. I'm just going to put 1 in each shulker box here. Just like that. And then as you see, I can use this as a puck, which can glide across the table just like that. And there we have it. With all of the air hockey machines done, that is the arcade all complete. So I hope you did enjoy this tutorial, and I hope you are pleased with the final result. And as always, if you did enjoy, I'd really appreciate a little smash on that like button, as it does help me out, and I'd highly appreciate that. But yeah, so until next time, thanks for watching, and have a good day.